Fusion! Ha!
Claire! Hello, boys, girls, Zers of the world. I am back. I am back. I'm alive and I'm well. I'm extremely well because now I'm back after watching the masterpiece Claymore. Now, are you a person of meat? A person of character, integrity, natural intrigue? That's a lover of cinematics, gore, and a sprinkle of what the fuck just happened. If you are, then Claymore is just for you. Now, the only downside of Claymore is that it is one season, 26 episodes. And they came back at 2018. So now, time is flying. So now we 2025? So that's 7 years. So it's an older little style. I'm not getting to what's going on. We're going to break it down. We're going to spoil some shit and all that. But look, if all that I just said interests you, click off this video and go watch it. Because I'm going to spoil the absolute fuck out of this anime. So what is this about? Look, man. Let me set the scene for you. Let me set the scene for you, boys, girls, and Zers. Let me set the scene for you. I want you to imagine a world, right, where you just chilling. Mom, dad, sister. And, everything's all cool and stuff. And, one day, you go to bed. Your mom, dad, sister are in the house. And you hear noise. And you're like, what the hell's going on? So you wake up, walk down the hallway, you turn the corner, and something is just eating the absolute dog shit out of your little sister. And you're like, where the fuck is my mom and dad? And you look over to the corner, they ate up too. I'm talking about holes all up in their body. They ain't coming back, Junior. They're done. And now you're like, type shit. That is the everyday life of a kid or an individual in this anime. And you're probably like, okay, what happened? What does these man eat things? Or they wear them and all that? They are indeed. And guess what, buddy? No one's coming to save you. Except for this one group. This one group called the Claymores. They are the only group that can potentially save you because you're not going to be able to eat these, you're not going to be able to beat these man-eating, man-feasting monsters on your own. You're not. You're done on a one-on-one basis. So that's the everyday for these folks and all that. And like I said, you got a little Claymore kind of hinting at the plot, what's going on here. Listen. The man-eating monsters are what we're going to call Yoma. You got the organization, right? Then you got the Claymores. Before we get to the Claymores, the organization was experimenting on men. They were experimenting on men, trying to make these half-human, half-monsters, right? But they underestimated the Yoma part of it. So that's what we're calling it, right? The monster part we're calling Yoma. And what it is, you have the chakras of the energy. You got the human energy and the Yoma energy and aura and all that, right? So that Yoma aura is powered by desire, power, hunger, greed, booty. Booty makes the world go round. And so that festers a lot more in men. And it's way more, it's easier for a man to abuse something like that. So what happened was the experiments failed. like a motherfucker. And they all just turned into Yoma off Ripper. Because they were like, literally, we'll call them Claymores, like where they're like half man, half human. Excuse me, I just said the same thing. That's crazy. Half man, half Yoma. But then they just fed that Yoma side too much. Now they're fully Yomas / awakened beings. So then now they going crazy. They're ravaging towns and shit like that, eating folks, going stupid. So the organization said, okay, we have to fix this problem that we fucking created. So we're going to create the Claymores, but it's going to be women only. So we're going to do the same experiments that we were doing, but just with women, because women have better control, better balance of their emotions and all that type of shit. So they originally, they made the group, the Claymore group, in order to clean up the fuck up that they created, that they did. Now, which is a crazy concept. It's like, wait, you were doing all the experiments and shit, and you're the reason why we're in a situation, and now you try to clean it up. But at the same time, it's like the numbers, it ain't adding up. The math ain't acting like y'all fucked up on thousands, 10,000s, 20,000s of experiments. Now you only got this group of like 47 girls trying to clean shit up. Anyways, that's the Claymores. So that's how the background is. That's what's going on. So throughout the anime, you got, these Claymores, blonde hair, light eyes, around 6 foot, 6'1". They're all built like that, all the women. And they have swords. They actually have Claymores, like the actual sword itself. And so throughout the episodes, you have like this one handler of the organization. He's just giving assignments to people. And so we're specifically following this one Claymore called CLARE. Now, CLARE is interesting. And this is why I'm already get to my ratings. I'm already going to give this anime a 9.5 out of 10. Could be a 10 out of 10, but, just one season and so, and, all that. We're going to give it a 9.5 out of 10 off rip. And one of the things I loved about this, man, is the plot. Okay. It first started off as Claire being like that Claymore that we like first get introduced to. I don't know if we get first introduced to her, but she's like the dominant one that, like, she's the main character, right? And it shows her like walking through town, slaying beasts and all that, slaying the young, right? Well, we also get introduced as one kid called Rocky, who's this R-A-K-I. R-A-K-I. I said that country as fuck. What the fuck? R-A-K-I. I said R-A-K-I. Rocky. And so he, like the situation I was explaining in the beginning, really what happened to him, minus the little sister shit, it was like his older brother and mom, dad, shit, like, they all got ate up. All ripple. Ate up by Yoma and shit. It's like he really just now like a little orphan out here. And this is back in like a time where like there's villages and shit like that. So people really don't give a shit about you. On God. Like we over here fighting for little gold coins. Like we don't care about you, gang. So, now we got two characters, right? We got Rocky, we got Claire. And so Rocky was like, damn, I ain't got nowhere to go type shit. Claire just came through, slayed some Yomas. I'm pretty sure she slayed a Yoma that killed his brother. So now he gets attached. Like he's like, look, can I rock with you? Like, can you teach me how to be stronger and all that? And here's the thing about Claymores. They're mad stoic. Like, they don't interact, bro. They come up, they pull up, they say, hey, you have a place for me to stay. Cool. They get a little bed, they wait, they sniffing the Yoma energy type shit, they try to draw them out type shit, and they, you know what I'm saying? Like, then they kill them, and then they're like, oh my God, we can't wait to pay you type shit. And then they're like, no, you don't pay me. A guy in the black is going to be here in a day. You pay him. And then they off. They just start walking. Claymores never run. Unless they're scrapping, they never run. They just type shit, right? So, Rocky is like attached on Claire's hip. He's like, Claire, please, let me rock with you and all that. And she's like, bro, get your bitch ass away from me. I'm on a fucking mission. Like, I'm looking for my next mission type shit. You can't last with me because Claymores barely eat. They take a bite of an apple, they're already full type shit. Like, they're half man, half Yoma. Like, they're just different. They're different. So they're like, they have like long endurance, long stamina, and they barely eat. They're just like the ultimate soldiers, and they're strong as shit, and they're able to like trickle into Yoma energy to get a little stronger, all that, etc. Right? So she's walking. Rocky's just on her hip. Please, 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 please. And so she's like, kind of like pushing him away and shit like that. Like she's just like ignoring his shit. Long story short, they start growing a little relationship, and like she keeps him around and shit. But here's why the plot is so fucking good. So then it's like episodes like 6 through 10 or something like that. It goes back in time, and it goes back to show us a Claymore that was like number 1. Her name was Teresa. Teresa the Faint Smile. Like all Claymores have these like unique abilities and shit that they could do that only they could do, but they could learn from each other. But like it takes time. So it goes back to show his life through Teresa's lens, and she was going through slaying folks. She's number 1. She's the top dog. And it was crazy because then it was very similar to the story that's happening to Claire and Rocky. Teresa slayed a Claymore, was going stupid, and not slayed a Claymore. She was in a town to slay a Yoma, right? There's about 4 or 5 of them in this town. Well, she like walked into like the little main hall outside and shit. There's people over here like, oh my god, there's a Claymore. And she's like, I know you're out here. Come out. Because here's the thing. Yomas are still able to take the appearance of humans. They just like shapeshift really quick. Like to go like to their beast modes and shit like that, right? So then she's like, I know y'all out here. Like, come on out. And like they're all acting all stupid and shit. She's like, all right, bet. Y'all ain't coming out? I'm coming to y'all. Instant slayer. Shoot. Right? And so she was like, that was only about like 4 out of 5. Everybody's like, damn, there's another one. Where's the other one at? You know what I'm saying? So they're all outside type shit. So here's this man, like with this little girl. And like, he was like holding on to her and stuff like that, like looking all innocent. Teresa spot doesn't quick. Shot! You know what I'm saying? Tore him up. Cut his head off ripper. So what was going on was this little girl was being held captive by the Yoma. Like, and this wasn't really clear to me. Like, I don't know if they still got meats or like what. Because I know when they transform into their Yoma state, there is no shaft down there. There's no meat.
What? Whoa.
Pause. Yeah. Oh, Lord. Resume.
And that's how.
So like when she was like, oh, you're like Yoma's little plaything. Like, I don't know if like he was sleeping with like the little girl or like what. I'm not sure what that means. Like, I don't know if he was just waiting to eat her like later. I don't know. But that shit was crazy. So then sliced her up, right? So blood's all the little girl and shit like that. And like this little girl, she can't even talk because like she's scarred from being with the Yoma and shit. And like, she's like all dirty and shit. So Teresa was like, look, you need to clean your ass up. And she's like, clean your ass up. I'm bouncing type shit, right? So then this little girl just on her hip, crazy. Like just on her fucking hip. And like Teresa was kicking her and shit. Like, I mean, brutal. I mean, I was like, damn, it kind of made me a little uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. Cause like, she was just so just like, bitch, get off me. Like, I'm not like your mama. I'm not your savior. I'm here to do a job. Get the fuck off me. I mean, punter, get the fuck off me, right? But the girl just kept on following, bro. Just kept on following Teresa. They walking through terrains. Like, they walking through forests. They going up and down hills, all that. The girl, she hasn't eaten shit, nothing. She just following her. And she's just like really lasting. So then eventually, after, a day or so, Teresa's like, okay, like this little girl won't leave me alone type shit. Like, let me stop being a hard ass. Let me get, her some food, let her hang out. So long story short, they develop a relationship, right? And this little girl is seeing like stuff through Teresa's eyes, what's going on, they're going through different villages, killing different Yoma, etc., etc. And eventually, why? Oh, so here's a key part here. So they get to this one spot. Well, before they get to the one spot, a group of bandits call up to them like in the forest. Niggas are fucking perverts. So they saw 2 girls in the forest. The bandits said, okay, not only are we going to rob these women, we about to take cheeks. Like, they all circling around them. This is about to be the most vicious gangbang of all fucking time. But she's a Claymore, so she gonna handle her own But the organization said, hey, Claymores cannot kill humans. What do you mean? Like, so you told me if a human is talking spicy to me, I am half human, half man. If it's me, I'm fucking you up. You know what I'm saying? But they're talking like, no, y'all can't kill humans. So they have like this little, code of ethics and all that. So they try to jump them. So Teresa, what she did was she protected the little girl, and so she was slicing and dicing, right? Like she wasn't killing nobody, but she was wounding them to like let them know, like, hey, bro, fuck off. So then they run away type shit. They're like, oh, but you were rude this day type shit, right? So Teresa went to a town. And so even though they gained a relationship, Teresa was like, look, this ain't the job I do. This is no room for no kid. You're going to have to like stay in this town. Here's some money. Type shit. So Teresa went in there. She killed a Yomo for the town. She talked to the old dude, like the mayor and shit. Like, yo, take this little girl. They took the little girl. The little girl was distraught. Like, oh, Teresa, I miss you. So the bandits were secretly tracking Teresa and the girl. And they ended up getting to the town. Teresa's already left. She left the town. Completely burned the fucking town. Raping the women. Killing the men. They going absolutely ballistic. And they showed the girl like getting taken by one of the bandits. So we're like, fuck! I was like watching this. I was like, no! Like, everybody do something to the little girl. And I was sick. I was like, where the fuck is Teresa? So Teresa was actually walking away. She's going to her next assignment or whatever. And I think she thought like this was a while ago. Like, so I don't know if the details are completely accurate, but I think like she like sensed something. And like, she's like turned around and something, the town was like on fire. And obviously she was missing the little girl and they relationship. And she's like, I don't know if that's the right choice. Oh yeah, it's the right choice. She's kind of battling with it, right? So then Teresa was running back because she saw the town on fire. And so she got there. And like I said, we saw a scene of a little girl getting taken. And so we're all just like on the edge of our seats. We're like, is she gonna make it in time? Now, I don't think so. I still think something happened to the little girl. I know she got beat up for sure. And I'm pretty sure she got raped, right? But it's like kind of show like the town being all devastated, warm as fuck, hot. Like it was just, they fucked up. These guys are fucked up. And so they dragging people and shit. And so they dragged the little girl out and whatever. And like Teresa's out there. Now, Teresa at this point, they all got gang up, and they're like, oh, remember, you can't kill humans. Basically taunting it in her face. Like, yeah, we got your ass. Type shit like, you can't kill us. We ransacked this town, and you gotta let bygones be bygones. And we got your little girl here, fucking her up and raping her shit. Type shit. So then Teresa was basically like, fuck that. On some Magneto, X-Men 97, enough. Enough's enough. She slayed all these niggas. Massacre. Went stupid. At least a 20 kill streak. Or slayed them all. Slayed them all. Took the little girl. Bounced. So, since she broke the code, the organization sent other Claymores to go kill her. So that's kind of what happens. If you break the code, then Claymores have to go kill the Claymores. That's kind of how it goes. They either kill you if you become a Yomo, a wicked being, or they kill you if you break the code. So now, her and the little girl on the run, here comes these 3-4 Claymores. They come in to throw the hands and kill Teresa. Long story short of it, they tried to kill Teresa. They couldn't because she's ranked number 1. So she was busting they ass. It was a 4v1, or maybe a 3v1 or 4v1. Busting they ass. Belt to ass. So then, it got to the point where this one girl named Priscilla in the group was basically fed up. She was like, she wasn't weak, but she was very strong on the inside at her skill set, but she's kind of weak on the outside. Like you could tell she was like limiting herself type shit. So long story short of it is they got to a point where Priscilla had a fuck enough. because Teresa was fucking up the other girls. Bad. Fucking them up. And Priscilla had enough. And basically Priscilla went Super Saiyan 3 and she just breached past. She breached past like the limits. Like you have a limit. So like this is your limit, and you turn Yoma right here. Priscilla's over here. You know what I'm saying? Like if this was a limit, she over here. She gone. She awakened being. She fully Yoma now. She's fucking stacked. She's about 15 feet, 20 feet tall. Diesel. Titties. Boom. Abs. 8-pack. You know what I'm saying? Calves. Harvey. Like it's just crazy. Like she is this Diesel. And she gave the other Claymores some work. Fucked them up. Quick. Dead. Well, not dead, but like close to it. And then she sliced Teresa's neck quick. I mean, with the fucking quickness. And the little girl was there. She saw it too. Priscilla looked at her and it bounced, right? So now the little girl is just distraught with Teresa's head. Like, fuck, I'm all alone. Teresa's dead. Like, what's there to live for type shit. So the little girl goes to the organization. That's why this shit's so fucking twisted, because none of this would have fucking happened if they just would have left Teresa alone and like let her handle business. But now you got their top fighter dead, your top warrior, and you just got another awakened being. It's like it's a fucked up cycle. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's all the organization's fault. So the girl has Teresa's head and was like, put Teresa's blood into mine. I want to fight for you all. And this girl name is fucking CLARE! Masterpiece storytelling. Is crazy how the cycle of life just repeats itself. The same way Rocky was on Claire's hip, the same way Claire was on Teresa's hip. It's absolutely fucking insane. That throwback in the middle of the season was chef fucking kiss that set the scene of how we even got to Claire in the first place. Now, let me wrap this up. Long story short, what ended up happening was the main gist of it is showing you how the organization fucked everything up by starting this shit in the first place and now trying to clean it up, but still making more of a mess. And you're seeing the beautiful science and fight with these Claymores on how to reach this limit without exceeding it and becoming awakened beings. So how do I get strong enough through this realm and not exceed the limit into the Yoma? That is basically it was going on. Of course, during the episodes, various fight scenes, goated fight scenes. I ain't gonna lie, great action. And then at the end, essentially, Claire does reach her limit. She turns into like an awakened being to fight Priscilla. She finally caught up to Priscilla. Ended up almost killing Priscilla, but then Rocky stopped her because she was like, "No," type shit. And then she almost killed Rocky, but then someone sacrificed her life. Then she ends up not becoming an awakened being. And then, boom, her and Rocky are off exploring into whatever life comes to them. And I should make this note as well that the organization is now after Claire and the other Claymores that happened. So I'm skipping out on a lot just because it's like the theme is really the same, right? The organization doing fucked up shit, putting Claymores in fucking terrible situations so they can at least, it's like a win-win from them. Like they're able to dispose of the Claymores they don't like and just make more. And also if the Claymores succeed and kill the awakened beings, it's like, okay, thank you, you cleaned up our mess. So that's really just all it is. And so, but it was great storytelling in between. Absolutely loved it. I just had to get that story off with the Teresa. I mean, that was just fan-fucking-tastic plot weaving. That shit was just absolutely incredible. And there was also one scene during the episodes, during the season, where Claire actually kissed Rocky. And the zoom in on her face was so fucking dirty. Like, I wish I could...
But she get lips.
I don't know if I can put a clip in that for that. I probably won't, but it was just a dirty ass close up of the lips and face, and I was just like, oh, this is so fucking dirty. But they basically vowed to always be by each other's side and shit. And so like now, you know, Claire has a new form of life that she's living for and trying to remain being a human, half man. I keep saying half human, half man, bro. Half human, half Fioma. It was great. It was great. There's not gonna be season 2. I already looked it up. So I guess they said that the anime caught up with the manga, and that's all the manga wrote. So like they have no more content or whatever. But fan-fucking-tastic action. 10 out of 10. The anime did seem a little outdated, but I kind of like that. I kind of like the visuals of it and how it looked older. I like that. Action, 10 out of 10. Plot, 10 out of 10. You know, little character development, 20 out of 10 type shit. You know, the scenes were good, dialogue was good. It's a really good anime. But one season, 26 episodes, I'm going to give this bad boy a 9.5 out of 10. You got to watch it. I feel like this is a must watch for everybody. I was literally applauding. Tears in my eyes, you know, applauding. Doing crazy claps. Great. We'll see what's next. Don't know what's next, but glad I was able to stumble on this one. Claire! That's why I'm taking off 0.5, because Rocky's... Okay, last thing. This is why I'm taking off the 0.5. It's because, my God, like, there were so many... I know Rocky's just a human type shit, so, like, he's limited, but, like, shit, it was, like, so dragged on, like... You could tell at the end, like, we needed Rocky to bring back Claire to the human side of things. Even though that's not what happened. Essentially, you know, she killed somebody, and then that somebody was like, live on for me, Claire, and she's anyways, so we knew that, but it's like Rocky just could never just catch up to her, bro. When they got separated, I forgot to mention that. So they got separated, so they were together, like, you know, once we figured out who Claire really was and all that shit. They got separated because Claire started fighting off top of her opponents. Like, her assignments started getting hard as fuck. So she did the same thing Teresa did to her. I was like, oh, dog, you got to get the fuck away because, like, you are a liability. You're a liability. You're a liability, Rocky, because, like, your ass can't really fight like that, and these are super demons. Like, so get the fuck away. So they kind of separated a little bit, and they vowed to get back to each other. That's why they kissed and all that shit. And so I have no clue where I was going with that. Oh. It just took him so long. He went through so fucking much. This man went through so much to try to get stronger and get back with Claire. It was just like, damn, Rocky, like, oh, you're taking years. Like, he needs you, gang. So I'm going to take a 0.5 off of that. Because he just kept, Claire. Rocky, shut the fuck up. Damn. Weak ass nigga. And this whole time, he didn't like grow older or nothing. Like, bro, get some bass in your voice. Claire. Helpless, dog. I hate helpless folks. Hey, bro, you are a liability, money. Shit. Anyways, 9.5 out of 10. Must watch.
Whatever you say.